This is a message to my past self, or to anyone who might be thinking like I used to. I was just browsing through a bookshop and I have already been thinking about feminism for a few days. I was in the bookshop and there was a planner, but like baby pink, very soft pink cover, and it wrote feminism on it in a def like dictionary definition kind of format, and defining it as feminism is the belief that women should have the same rights and opportunities as men. And that enraged me. So now here I am shouting. Uh, I recently, in the city of Bushehr in the south of Iran, it's a port city of the Persian Gulf, had the most feminist experience in my life that I have ever had. I was taking a walk in the historic section, and this is a very historically rich, or it's a very old city. It's a very old culture. These people have been there for a very long time and have had this culture of music and dance and a lot of fire inside. They've had this for ages, for decades and centuries. Music and rhythm is in their DNA. So this is the environment. At night, you're taking a walk and you're hearing music from like three different homes, live music, people singing and clapping to at the same time, and you're just taking a walk in a dark alley, and that's what's going on. And the music is very interactive with the audience, so everyone is clapping to the rhythm. So this is the setup, and I'm taking a walk in the historic section, and I stand in front of a old building, watching the door. It was a beautiful door, and a lady walked in, smiled at me. She opened the door, went inside, closed it, and it was a Hosseiniye. So that's kind of like a chapel. It's not a mosque, but it is a building held for religious, spiritual functions. So getting together, having celebrations, having mourning ceremonies, and generally doing things of spirituality. And I knocked on the door. On the sign it said Hosseiniye Bibi Maryam, or Haji Maryam, which was a lady's name, which is not a very common thing, or it was not something that I had ever seen in my town, for such a building to be named after a lady. I knocked, the lady opened, and warmly invited me inside, where while this was not visiting hours, nothing was happening. There was no function. There was just this one servant lady going in there to do something, to do a chore, and I wanted to see the building. So I went inside with her, and she asked me if I was a visitor and if I was traveling, if I had been here before. Then she went into the kitchen to do something, and I went into the building. It was a very modest, it was a very simple, it was just a room. And I was looking at the walls, like, very tourist, very looking at the world like it's my first day on the planet. And there were the bookshelves with the books and the pictures of the saints and the imams. And there was one wall with pictures of ladies. And the more I stood there, the more feminist I felt, the more feminism I felt. There was a wall of honors with pictures of only ladies, of a really cool, badass old ladies, like sitting like this, smoking, with their veils and chador and hijab, and just sitting there and being badass. And these were pictures of the donors, of the supporters, of the servants, of anyone who had anything to do with this building. And the Hosseiniya, it felt so, it had a lot of life in it while it was empty. And I was just, I had never seen something like that. And it was such a beautiful and very loud, very clear, in your face example of what a feminist system actually is. And as long as the notion of feminism as a war on men exists, I don't think we're going anywhere. Feminism is not a war on men. It's a very inter-women kind of thing. It's a movement of women to, first of all, with yourself, and then with other women, and then creating, and then like nicely, not bullying the crap out of every male you find who is doing anything, and attacking them and being cruel and violent to them, and naming yourself a feminist. That is so not cool. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter who hurt you, or your intentions, or where you come from, or the life of pain, or anything that caused you ending up in a moment. Anyone standing and making a choice to extend harm to another person, it is explained, but it's not justified. And your violence is no less violence than anyone else's. It's violence. And it's not cool, and it's not cute, and it's not feminist, and it's not going to solve anything for anyone. You're just causing a lot more issues, and very much playing in the cycle of the thing that you don't like, or claim that you were hurt by. No, I didn't mean that. You are hurt by it, but that you claim that you stand against while you're playing inside that field. So you're still in that circle running around and adding to the violence. So as long as that happens, that's really not going to fix anything for anyone. And feminism is a thing for women to do, not a thing for, it's a like primarily a thing for women to do, first of all, on their own, and just like get rid of the disgusting, ridiculous, humiliating, degrading, rude concept that women should have the same rights as men, as if women are tinier versions or extensions of men and should go like, I can do it just like a man. Just be your own thing. You be a person on your own without stripping yourself of what you have, and then adopting or cosplaying as something that you're not, and only finding sense of self and worth and value when dressed up as and then thinking that men are out to get you. And it's fine, well, it's natural, that we've all been there, but as it's ridiculous to go like, well, men are pigs, whereas us women ourselves, we don't even know how to work with our bodies or exist in our bodies. We don't know about our cycle. We don't know how our pussies and titties work. We don't know how to help it. We don't know what it's doing. We don't know about our hormones. We don't know about our cycles. And we're all like, periods are evil and bad and hurtful, and men suck because they don't bleed out of their wieners. It makes life happen. It's a fucking portal to the most magical, incredible, alchemical thing ever. and we don't know how to work with it, so we're stupid about it, and then we blame everything on it, and then we all have polycystic syndrome. All of us have cysts down there. None of us know how to work around our cycle. None of us know how to eat according to our cycle. Cycle syncing is a feminist act. Feminism is about learning who you are as a person, and then who other females and feminists are as people, connecting together. Feminism is getting together with your girlfriends on the weekend and having tea and chatting. It's learning how to work with your body. It's rewriting and like fixing the notion that you gotta be as much as a man, as if like this man is a thing that you aspire to be. Just be your own thing. Yeah. And then maybe if we're like less stupid, we can design systems that include and that are conducive for more people of all genders and all the entire spectrum. If you cannot understand what you are as a person, how are you going around expecting everyone else to accommodate you, whereas you have no idea what you want or who you are or what you should how much you should be sleeping or what you should be eating on what day of your cycle, and then like drinking alcohol and not getting enough sleep and getting like exposing your belly so it gets cold and then having pain on your period and then hating the world about it. It's a thing for us to do together and on our own, and that notebook really enraged me. Follow women creators and artists and scientists and doctors and medicine of holistic medicine practitioners. Do that. Let that be a feminist act. Work out, cycle sync. Feminism. I hate that planner. I really hated that planner. I hate that planner. Planning to be a man.